What's up guys? Today we are going to wrap a Case TV370B. Now, we're not gonna go from start to finish and show you every single piece, but we're gonna show you a few of the difficult ones and some of the techniques we use here at Dirty Graphix. For the sake of time, and not to draw out this video to make it super long and boring, we have already cleaned the machine, degreased it, and taken badges off. You don't have to take off the decals on the side. You will slightly see it, but most guys choose to leave them on. If you have a large table and are able to roll this wrap out, great. If not, the shop floor will work fine. Just probably gonna wanna sweep it off first. For starters, and if you've never wrapped before, start with an easy piece, like the arm. All right, so I peeled the first piece off the sheet. One thing I forgot to mention, you wanna snap off razor blade and the felt squeegee. Keep these handy. So my method for installing wraps is to grab your piece and tack it in place. Our material is super durable, super forgiving. So if you say you tack it on like that, obviously it's not in the right place, go ahead and rip it off. You can do that probably, I don't know, 20, 30 times. So we're gonna go ahead and just tack one side. See how that lines up on the other. We're a little too far to the left, so pull that back up, bump it over a little bit, try again. Now that looks good. This is where the squeegee comes into play. You'll want to kind of tack it in the middle, pull one side back up, hold it out, squeegee from the center to the edges. That side good. Grab the other side, do the same thing. Go back to where you started there. All right. All right, now that I have it squeegeed on the flat surface, this is where you're gonna start to, I like to use my hand, the palm of my hand, and start to work it over the corner and on the bottom side as well. Now, this is where your razor will come into play. A little spot here, the hydraulic cover. Just put a little relief cut in there. Most of the times when you end up having to trim, it's because of the alignment. You went a little too far one way or the other, and you'll have to trim a little bit off of the end. You're gonna use the same technique throughout the whole machine. So I'm not gonna bore you with watching me install every single piece and explain it. We're gonna fast forward through this a little bit and get to a little bit more of a difficult piece in the back. All right, so we got most of the side of this machine put on. Decided to stop right on this large side piece. This is a piece that's not difficult. It's a large piece. Sometimes two guys are good for this one. So the best method to tackle this large decal is start by aligning the bolt holes. And then you're also gonna keep an eye on this edge as you're doing that. Let's start with that. We're not really that close. As you can see, hole down here's off, this one's off center, and we're a little too far away from the edge. We're looking for about 1/8 of an inch. There you go, I think that looks good. We got our 1/8 of an inch around the outside edge. Bolts are lined up pretty much center. And our top edge is looking good as well. So what we'll do is take our squeegee, go right down the middle, take this edge, pull it back to where we squeegeed, and then just start working our way back out to that outside edge again. Got a little air bubble here, pull that back up, squeegee it back down. There we go. We'll do the same on this side. Pull this back up. Now you notice we're not using heat during the actual application process. You should not have to use heat during this process. The only time you're gonna use heat is at the end to kind of get everything set in place and make sure all the edges are sealed down. Here's another spot where palm of your hand tends to work a little better than the squeegee. And there we go, we're ready for the next piece. We don't have a lot of these, but sometimes we have two pieces that butt up next to each other. In that case, you wanna start at the top, look to keep that about 1/8 inch gap, maybe 1/16, all the way down. And there you go. Grab your squeegee, start working from the edge that you already have sealed down to the opposite side. And that's it. We'll keep moving onto the back of the machine. There's just a few pieces back here. And other than lifting up the arms and getting the under pieces of the cab, that's it for one side. So no point in showing you both sides. We'll go through the rest of this machine and then we'll show you the finished product. Here's a spot where we have a surface weld and we're pretty much done with the wrap, but before we put the arms down, we're gonna wanna get the air out of this. So you wanna use your squeegee and get it as close as possible around that weld. Get the rest of this down. And then what you'll wanna do is take your razor blade, just poke a hole and push the air to that hole. And then take a torch or a heat gun. Just add a little heat to seal that up. Same with the rest of this. Give it some heat before you put the arms back down so you don't have to put them back up again to do this. There we go. There's one more thing to finish off the installation, and that's heat. Now you can use a heat gun or you can use a torch. We prefer a torch because it'll take off any minor scratches that may happen with the squeegee during installation. Definitely, if using a torch, you wanna keep it about 4 to 6 inches away and do not stay in one spot for too long or you will be calling us to order new pieces. This is also a good time to see if you have any pieces that overhang the edge of the steel so you can trim those as well. And that wraps up this installation on this Case TV370B. And if you have any questions during installation, feel free to give us a call.